Hello everybody and welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2003 Career Mode. We are at the Richmond International Raceway. One more race to go until the All-Star race. We are already in the All-Star race thanks to our win last year as well as our win at Talladega this year. But how about this? P1 on lap 1. So looks like, unless I'm mistaken, this is going to be our second pole of the season. We did take pole at Talladega as well. So out of turn 4, this lap's going to be slower. I definitely screwed up this lap. But P1 for Richmond. How about that?
Welcome to Richmond, Virginia, the site of the action for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, here on MRN. Richmond offers a little something for everyone, doesn't it, Barney?
This is a fast track, even though it's less than a mile. Richmond's smooth surface gives the drivers plenty of room to maneuver and make clean passes, but you'll still see a fair share of bumping going on out there.
The 63 car has got to be happy about qualifying so well this week.
Well, the extra time that team spent on qualifying this week makes all the difference. I think they should spend extra time every week. Maybe it would help improve their average starting spot.
After finishing second twice to Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the Busch Series championship, Kenseth beat him out for Rookie of the Year in 2000.
And he did it without qualifying well. Despite only 2 top 10 starting spots, he posted a 14th place points finish and a win and 11 top 10s.
Ken Schrader won Rookie of the Year honors in 1985.
You know, it seems like Schrader's been competing in Winston Cup for so long that it's hard to believe he was ever a rookie. He's a class act, and it shows on the racetrack and in the garage area.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Always so good to see our car up towards the front. It doesn't even need to be on pole. As long as we're towards the front, makes me happy. Here we go. Green flag in the air. We're racing for 40 laps at the Richmond, I believe at the time called International Raceway, now just Richmond Raceway. See how we get along here. Again, we've done very well at Richmond in the past. We've got a couple of wins here in our rookie year, so we swept Richmond. But, of course, it wasn't necessarily easy in our rookie season. We had a self-inflicted wound one time where I... Woo, sorry there. Oh, and the 18 into the wall in the back. Caution is going to come out already. I was going to say we had a self-inflicted wound the one time where I only took 2 tires, and then the other time we had to get lucky there with an engine blowing. But today, hopefully, can be a different story. Let's take a look at the reason for the yellow flag. The 18. Oh! 18 in the wall collects the 22 and the 12. Oh, man, big contact there. A lot of damage to those 3 cars. It honestly seems like the yellow wasn't for the spin. It was more for the second crash, I guess, with the 2 other cars involved. The green flag back in the air. Terry Labonte had a good qualifying run. He's up in second right now, although it looks like Jimmy Johnson might get past. Also have one of the fantasy cars right behind us as well. Car is a little tight right now. Contact with Jimmy. I don't know if I'm coming down. I don't think I am. It feels like they're coming up into me, I swear. It feels like I'm holding my line. I could be wrong. But that gets us a little bit of a gap, I guess, so I'll take it. Yeah, car's feeling a little tight right now. I did loosen it up for qualifying, because I remember last year the car was a little tight, and it still seems to be a little too tight. We'll see if maybe it comes in as the run goes on. However, I have a feeling it's not really going to help. But already inching towards lap 10 here, so halfway mark's going to be lap 20. Should be able to pit around then, maybe even before then, although with this caution we should be able to go a little bit past lap 20 now pretty easily for our pit stop. So here comes Jimmy Johnson again. He's catching up, and I'll tell you what, that fantasy car He has some really good pace going on, that red and white Ford car, as Jimmy Johnson gets underneath us, tries to lead a lap, and he will. Side by side with Jimmy here, bit of contact there as we squeeze him on the inside. Jimmy definitely gets a better run out of the corner than us currently. We're just going to get on the brakes a little early there. Ooh, a little bit of a bump and run there. But just no match on corner exit for that 48 car currently. Having to make our moves into the corner. We're able to get in there so much deeper than the AI cars. It was like that last season as well. So already past the 1/4 mark here of this race. It's currently us and Jimmy Johnson battling for the lead here. And I'm really impressed with that fantasy car, the 123 apparently. As that is impressive for that car to still be up here. Normally you see those fantasy guys fall back pretty quickly unless it's a super speedway.
The 48 car is going hot.
Just past halfway on fuel, so we should, according to it, go about to a lap 30 actually. So we got to make the decision if we want to pit early or later. We don't want to lose too much time, as the AI nearly, it looked like, was going to come to pit road. Thought Kevin Harvick was about to, but it looks like he just ducked beneath the apron for a moment. But in case there's a caution, we don't want to get caught a lap down, but also we don't want to stay too long on worn tires and lose a bunch of time, because while we do have the lead and we've pulled a little bit of a gap to the rest of the field, obviously we're not that much faster than everyone. Just about a second lead to Jimmy Johnson right now as we approach halfway. Looks like we got a couple cars coming down pit road. So I think I'm going to stay out just a couple more laps just so we have the freshest tires towards the end. Rusty Wallace is in. Looks like the 4's coming in as well. So we're just trying to see if maybe a caution comes out in a few laps. That might help us. Although we need to lap the guys currently in the pits for it to really help us. Otherwise they'll get the lead. But pit road pretty busy right now, and we would get held up. So I think we're at that point where we gotta wait just a little bit longer to see what happens as we do start to lap the cars who are currently in the pits. Okay, so we have locked up most laps led in this race, so I think we'll go ahead, bring it into the pits this time. So we had to make a dive there on the 26. All right, no speeding, and I remembered this time about the tires, so no mistake there. 4 tires, fuel, make it a little bit looser, pit crew, and let's get back out front. Okay, so clean pit stop, but a little slow. Here comes Rusty Wallace and Jimmy Johnson, so this is who we're going to be battling. So lost a little bit of time by doing the overcut. However, that's okay. They are racing side by side, so that does slow them down. And now we've got a couple laps fresher tires, so not too worried about it. And we're just past halfway, so still got a long way to go in this race. Plenty of time to try to catch these two back. We've been leading most of this race up to this point, so there's no reason we can't get back up to these guys and hopefully pass them again relatively quickly when we get to them, but who knows? We are here. That took like, what, a lap after I said plenty of time to catch them? So we are here now on the back of Rusty and Jimmy. We've got to try to make these spots up one at a time. It's going to have to be on the entrance to the corner, like I said. We simply don't have the straightaway pace. Underneath Rusty here through 3 and 4. He's going to have the high side. However, it looks like we might be able to just hold on to it. And yeah, we're close enough alongside. We'll be able to get it here in the corner. As here comes Kevin Harvick out of the pits. We'll all get past him. Still a couple of guys have not pitted yet, because we're only in P3 and 4. A little bit of contact there into the back of Jimmy Johnson. He slowed up in the middle of the corner. we will take that spot. Maybe, no, he has a way faster car in the straightaway than us. But we'll get him back into turn 1. So this is for the lead once everybody pits. Currently, it looks like the leader's coming down pit road, so maybe the top 2 finally coming in. Almost making it to the lap 30 mark, which is pretty impressive. Looks like Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch. But we're still only P2, actually. So I believe Matt Kenseth is the one we need to pass here in the pits, which we should be able to do no problem. Oh, Kevin Harvick has blown up. So one of the guys in contention for the win this evening is now out of the race. And right after his pit stop, too. That's very unfortunate, but we take the lead back as Matt Kenseth now exits the pits. And we have a nice little gap back to Rusty Wallace and Jimmy Johnson. And that's a big gap back to third place. Fourth place, rather. I don't even know who that is, but we're starting to see lap traffic up ahead. We'll see now that they're single file and Rusty is ahead of Jimmy if Rusty catches up to us here. You know, there's 10 laps to go, but still anything could happen here, as Rusty Wallace actually is starting to close in that gap, it seems. He is right on the back of us. Remember, he almost won this spring race last year. The only reason he didn't is because he blew an engine when he had a huge lead over both myself and I believe it was Mark Martin. So, oh, we did not get to that corner very well. We had to diamond it a bit, but we'll hold on to the lead. But now Rusty Wallace all over the back of us. And try to force him to go high if he wants to get past us. Do not want to give him that inside lane at all. Continue to hold on to the spot. He is dragging Jimmy Johnson up along with him, but tell you what, we have absolutely left the rest of this pack. They are so far behind. Didn't get necessarily a great entrance into that corner that time, but still okay. Rusty right behind us here, just 1/10 separating us. So he goes way down to the inside, gets on the apron there, trying anything he can to get past us now. Approaching very quickly, 5 laps to go here. As we get the first warning of our tires wearing, so that means theirs are going to be more worn than ours, which helps us. Though I don't know necessarily how much that does impact the AI. It feels like Rusty is about to start getting desperate. Here he comes. He has a look down to the inside. He has the inside line now. We have the run out of the corner. A little bit of contact there with Rusty as we tried squeezing him. We'll hold on to the lead for now. Still can't really get to the bottom. Car's really starting to tighten up as this run continues. And also, we're trying to make sure we don't run into Rusty. Here he comes down on the inside again because he has that stronger run on the straightaway, but backs out of it there before heading into turn 1. Gonna have to go way low here. Oh, he is trying to get to our inside desperately and into the wall. Rusty Wallace smacks the turn 3 inside wall. You know, I'm used to seeing that at the tracks like Martinsville, but not here at Richmond. That's crazy how far down Rusty went trying to get past us. That is going to allow Jimmy Johnson to get underneath him, which helps us as the pack's starting to catch up. And shocker, Mark Martin is a part of it. However, it looks like it'll be too little too late for this pack as white flag in the air, 1 lap to go at Richmond. Rusty has cleared Johnson again. He is trying to get back to us. He's on the high lane, though. As long as we hold the bottom, I think we'll be okay. Lap traffic right in front of us, but not going to be a factor. They'll get away. Everyone will finish on the lead lap except for our 1 DNF. Checkered flag, win number 2 of the season. And it comes at Richmond just like it did last season, but no complaints on how we get them. Another victory for us.
The yellow didn't wave as much as usual.
Well, I'd say the fans would probably have liked to see more excitement. I'm sure the drivers, on the other hand, were happy about the low number of caution flags.
The Coca-Cola car never even got a scratch in this race.
And that'll be a relief on the old wallet, too. Costs big money to keep these NASCAR Winston Cup cars in tip-top shape week in and week out. When you don't damage them on race day, helps save a lot of time and a lot of money.
Well, it was a great night of racing, and until the next time, this is MRN Radio and EA Sports. Good night.
the second time this season, we take our number 63 Coca-Cola Pontiac into victory lane for a generic white guy party. Out of the car we climb and celebrate with our crew, who are all rocking some spectacular early 2000s sunglasses. I know a lot of drivers wore those, but I specifically always think of Jeff Gordon whenever I see these glasses. But so good to get our second victory of the season. This is exactly what we need. Momentum is on our side. And who knows, maybe we'll be a little bit more, have a little bit more pace heading into Richmond. So we set a new best lap time, not Richmond, as we head into the All-Star race. And just under $1 million made for that race. Not bad. With our more consistent runs and our second win of the season, we're now 14th in the driver's standings, 550 points behind first, which continues to be Dale Jr. He's 227 ahead of Jeff Gordon. It's tightening up for the battle for second, but they got a long way to go if they want to catch Dale Earnhardt Jr. So the All-Star race is up next. Good news, bad news. Good news is we can use whatever equipment we want, and it won't be worn after the race because it doesn't count as a race. However, it also means we won't be any closer to our next R&D or anything we're currently building or repairing, so we'll have to wait just a little bit longer for that. But to get subscribed, you're not going to want to miss the All-Star race. We did relatively well last year at Lowe's Motor Speedway, so who knows what we could do this year. Maybe we can pull it off. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!